I got into cybersecurity about 3 or 4 years ago, and it was a very, very coincidental thing. I met somebody at a training course and they were like, oh, you should come and work with me on doing some cybersecurity strategy. And I did, and never looked back. It was this kind of opened up this wonderful world of possibility and interesting new projects that I could get involved in, and this idea that everything was connected. So it kind of took all the best things that I loved about the job, which was the political element and the social element and the technical element, and brought them together. So I've never looked back. I worked at another cybersecurity company before that, and then before that I worked with the government and law enforcement. So in a lot of different locations, I've been very lucky. They've given me a real breadth and depth of understanding. I think that when people look at cybersecurity, they tend to think that it's only about the technical. And yes, that's a big part of it, but it's also about understanding how people interact and how economies interact and how politics interact as well. So being able to draw on all of those different sources has really helped understand my nuances of the cybersecurity landscape. I'm currently pursuing a PhD, and I'm looking at intelligence sharing between military and civilian organizations in epidemics and pandemics. So I am still looking at that idea of how information is shared, how we turn it into intelligence, what people need to know in different situations. And it's also helped me because I've learned research skills, I've learned new analysis skills. I think one of the things about a PhD is it's fundamentally self-driven. So you have to want to do it, which has really taught me some time management skills, let's put it that way. Well, there is no typical day in the office. That's such a cliche to say, but it's true. The only thing that I can tell you for certainty is I need to spend at least 20 minutes when I get in kind of organizing all of the things that I have to do that day, because there are so many different things. Typically, I will be writing intelligence, I'll be looking at intelligence that other people have produced, there might be client meetings, they'll be responding to requests for information, and they'll be looking at the priorities of the team. I tend to listen to a mixture of pop. I like having something in the background that has a really good beat and it goes along, but also it can't be something that I know too well because words distract me from what I'm doing. I also actually really enjoy listening to podcasts or Radio 4 in the background, just having some kind of background noise, somebody talking. Languages are kind of like, romance languages are like a learn one, get 3 free. But I speak French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, a little bit of Greek, a little bit of Russian. And it really helps me because a lot of this job is about understanding a breadth and depth of sources and primary sources, and actually if we assume that those are all in the English language, we're missing out on a huge chunk of the puzzle. My favorite part of my job is actually that I'm one of the stupidest people here. I really love the fact that I will come in and be asked to look at pieces of intelligence written on things that actually I know very, very little about. So I get to learn while I'm doing it as well. And I love that there are all of these niche pockets of experience around the office. So you'll be talking to somebody. I was doing something on Nigerian fraud today, and somebody popped up and was like, oh, I was studying that for 3 years. You know, of course you were, that's a completely normal thing. So I really like that we have all of these different pockets and different understandings. Outside work, I have my PhD, as I said, which really, really helps me in terms of skills. Read a lot, listen to podcasts, the things that aren't necessarily about cybersecurity, just about everything. I'm very, very nosy, and I think that that is a core skill of an intelligence analyst, because the more that you want to find out, the better you are at your job. Do it. Be curious and get into it. I think that there's this common misconception in this industry that you have to have a technical background or a security background or an academic background in technical aspects of the role or security aspects of the role, and actually you don't. One of the things that makes this industry great is that we have so many different people with so many different experiences and so many different skill sets, and we need that. So if you want to get into intelligence, it doesn't matter what your background is, as long as you're curious and you're inquiring, do it.